in the next leg, 2, 13, 3, 4 and 6. Wide again in race 6. 5, 15, 13, 9, 10 and 5. And he went for just one horse in the last leg of the quaddie, number 4 there, 125 combinations. As for Kian, she went for a little bit tighter, 96 combinations for her. 4 horses in this one. She put Skater on top ahead of Enviable, and then the 5, Original Glaze, and the 2, which was Captain Hook. Race 5, she's gone for the 2, the 5, the 12 and the 6. Race 6, 3 selections there, 13, 15 and 9, and 2 horses for her in the last leg of the quadrilla, the 5 and the 4, 96 combinations. Right, the horses are parading now for race 4, and we'll head back to Paul and Kian now to look at the field in the yard.
Welcome back to Ipswich. This is the first leg of the quadrilla. We are on a soft 5 if you're just tuning in. And race number 4 is a tab class 4 handicap over the 1,700 metres. No scratchings, just a Jedi. Can he improve over the trip, Joycey? James Orman, Adam Campton.
Well, I'm sure he will. He was formerly trained in Sydney. I'm pretty sure Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexia had him. Maybe. Oh, my brain's tricking me today.
It's very hot.
But he's had the 2 runs up here in Queensland for Adam Campton over the shorter courses. He hasn't really got warm in either of them. His last start was actually very poor. But he's up to 1,700. He's back in provincials. James Orman rides, and you're from the Campton stable. You just know he's going to improve.
Captain Hook is the 2. Nozi Tomazawa rides this guy very well for Jake Capewell.
But 3 races, 3 winners have led. And Captain Hook, most maps would have leading here for Nozi Tomazawa. So is racing that easy?
He looks good, the Hook.
Just back him to win. I don't know if racing's that easy. It never seems to be. But he's your obvious leader. And Nozi Tomazawa was undefeated on him. And they just went too hard on him last start.
The 3 is Kermantic. Brody Loy for Matthew Dunn with the tongue tie.
Yeah, tongue tie going on at start number 22. He's just been disappointing this prep, and he's a big lump of a horse. You can't help but, want to back him looking at him.
Well, you know what, Joycey? What? I thought the same thing. I just thought, gee, he was playing last start, but tongue tie.
That could be the key.
Because he travelled well.
He did. He's just not running up to his looks. But the tongue tie might be the key gear change.
Shopping-wise is the 4, Jai Williams, Jay Bellamy.
Yeah, ran last behind Bullion Boy last start. Something up with his action. They eased him down. Put the pen through that. Previous form was consistent enough, but where he gets to win the run from that draw, I'm not sure.
Original Glaze loves the track and trip. Georgina Cartwright, Trevor Lambourne.
She does, and she can lead. She led last start, and she ran out of gas. So they might take a sit on her today from that soft draw. She also loves just sitting in behind them. But it's been a while now since she's won one, Kian, and they've had a few throws at the stumps here on their home course. Each way hope.
Alan Chow has the 6 as your pride, Sean Cormack.
Yeah, not a bad effort at Ballon the last start. Has won 2 of his last 5, so he seems to be going as well as he's ever gone. He's a rough chance here.
Enviable. Gee, what a win last start. Robbie Dolan, Annabelle Nation.
He's a well-bred horse, but I'm invincible out of Villa Verde. She was a smart mare. He's won 2 from 14. One was last start at Gatton, and I think we both agree we've seen enough races at Gatton to know that if a horse
he bucked a trend,
comes from back, loops them, and then keeps going, it is a big win, and that was a big win at Gatton last time out. I think he can carry that form on here today.
Alert and Ready is the 8, Soraya Champion for the Right Stable.
Was trained by Kevin Kemp, but the Right Stable have done a good job with her, and she was just too good at Kilcoy, coming from off speed, circling the field and powering through the line, and she's got a lovely soft draw with a claim today and no weight on her back. I think she goes in the mix.
Skater is the 9, Ben Thompson for the Gearans.
Well, you might as well talk about her because you've made her one of your best value bets of the day, and the punters agree. They're warming for her. She's coming back from 2,000 last start. What did you like about her?
Yeah, I don't think she saw the 2,000 out last start. Joycey, she did get really unbalanced at the top of the straight too, but 2 starts ago here at this track, she led and nearly pinched it. So I think there's enough speed for her to just slot in but be really close to striking range.
All right, and the final horse we need to look at is the 10 Buddy's Tail for the Corbett Yard. Malia Castle will take 1.5 kilos off. Synthetic Hoof Filler first time. The rank outside of the field, and is tackling this race first up. I think it's a big ask, yeah?
I agree. You know what they say about great minds, Joycey? I don't know what they say, but I'm just going to say great minds think alike. Okie dokie, Enviable. Interesting market. $4.40 out to $5. Alert and Ready pretty rock solid at $5.50. Original Glaze has been 5 into $4.40 and is our current favourite.
That's it, Kian, and they do say great minds think alike, so you were right with that phrase.
That was what they said.
That is a phrase that you got right. We've got a couple of others I want to ask you
It must be going to rain.
At another time. You gave me a phrase the other day. I'm keeping it up the sleeve. For another day because
Don't do
it was
it
just
to me,
that
Joycey.
funny. But those viewers will
What's
just
your
have
late
to
mail, mate?
tune in. We might add it to one of our podcasts going forward, that one. 7, 8, 5 and 2. Number 7, Enviable on top. Renato Bonisham and Robbie Dolan. I was wrapped with that Gatton win last start when getting out to the mile third up. So the 1700 suits off a soft draw. Let's see if he can back that run up. Now that he's a 4-year-old, he'll have no more excuses for putting a few good runs together. The 8, Alert and Ready, also big win last start at Kilcoy. I don't think that was a fluke. Keen to see what she can do today. They'll probably have to ride her quietly. The 5, Original Glaze, which is meeting with the best support. She's your on-pace runner. I've got no doubt they'll go forward off that soft draw today. Maybe lead, otherwise in the box seat position. And the 2, Captain Hook, surely he's our leader here. Nozzy Tomazawa drawn out, rip into that first turn and play a bit of catch me if you can. 7, 8, 5 and 2, the numbers for race 4.
Thanks for that, Joycey. I am 9, 7, 5 and 2. I made Skater a value, but he's trimmed into single figures, which is always good to see. I haven't had a lot of love in the market for my runners thus far, and it's actually been spot on. But, I'm just going to say that it's a very hot day, and that could be why. But hopefully we'll bounce back in the quaddie here. As I said in the comments, he was very wide, and he got unbalanced at the top of the straight at Warwick last start. And I just don't think the 2000 was his go. Not yet, anyways, with this gelding. I love him back to the 1700 metres. He was good behind Carudo, 3 back, who's since been a Saturday winner too. So there's a little bit to like about him. He's nice and lean, he's fit, and I think Ben Thompson from that alley can just posse and hope that a few of these leaders overdo it, because there is a touch of speed within Captain Hook and horses like Original Glaze. I had the 7 in Enviable next best, massive win last start. I hope it wasn't too good or a PB. The 5 in Original Glaze, she's your speed horse, races well here, loves a pet trip, and she's coming back from a class 5 to a class 4. And then the 2 in Captain Hook, your likely leader, burnt the candle last start, and that was the undoing of him. 9, 7, 5 and 2.
Righto, Count. Thanks for that. A bit of value for Skater, especially if you got on during the preview. Figures is now trimmed up to $8, so that support is there for the 9. Also good support for the 5 Original Glaze, which is our current favourite, $5 into $4. Enviable's been a touch easy, $4.40 out to $4.80, not much of a drift. Alert and Ready rock solid at $5.50. And Kermantic, $7.50 out to $8. Just a Jedi, $6 out to $8. And Captain Hook, the leader. We've had 3 leaders win so far, 10 out to 12. So double figures if you want to back
and the
leader.
last one ripped across from the outside alley, hey?
Captain Hook absolutely came across. Darkened Destiny winning at start number 22, I think it was. So patience paying off there for the owners and trainer. And here we have Original Glaze for local trainer Trevor Lambourne. So the locals always, what do you reckon, tack on 2 lengths at Ipswich for Ipswich horses?
Ipswich horses at Ipswich.
2 lengths, is that the margin you tack on?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Depends.
Right. Depends and perhaps.
Still depends how well placed they are.
Gee, great help you for the punters at home. All right, they're loading up well here. This is race number 4. It's also the first leg of the quaddie. Good luck with your quaddie investments. We'll head upstairs to Jared for the call.
The Jedi 750, Kermantic 850. Another race with a few chances. So a tricky start to the quaddie here for punters. Skater moves in, and we are just about set. Shopping Wise, who's been a big drifter, $5.50 out to $18, about to come up with Captain Hook. They'll be the last 2. Tab Class 4 handicap running 1,700. This is race 4 as Captain Hook just a little reluctant to move in at the first attempt. Attendants move in behind. Halfway in, all the way in now for Captain Hook. And Shopping Wise goes straight in and will complete the line. We're ready to jump. Red light on. Original Glaze, the favourite, leaves from barrier 2, and they're off and racing just fairly away. Original Glaze, there's speed out wide from Captain Hook, pushing through Azure Pride. Buddy's Tail tries to hold a spot over on the fence as well. Even deeper, Shopping Wise is pushing up in company with Skater there in the centre, then Kermantic. About 2.5 for the back end to Just a Jedi from Alert and Ready. Enviable, no early speed, settles down last of all. There is a bit of pace on though as they run to the back straight, 1,200 left to run. Original Glaze able to find the front, but pressured now by Captain Hook, who's going to roll on by, and Captain Hook now takes the lead. So Original Glaze has got the trail in second. Skater is third, and then Shopping Wise out 3 wide on a limb around them. Azure Pride fifth the fence. A length and a half to Kermantic from Buddy's Tail. One for the back, then Just a Jedi, and then Alert and Ready, and Enviable last of all, about 7 off the lead. So Captain Hook runs towards the 800-metre mark now, clear by 3/4 to Original Glaze, who's just popped off the fence to now sit at the girth of the leader. Then Shopping Wise, who's out 3 wide from Azure Pride, fourth the inner. Next in the field, then Skater from Kermantic. Enviable stoking up from the back, about 4 to make up from Just a Jedi. Buddy's Tail's dropping out, passed there by Alert and Ready, who is trying to save ground nearer the fence. They're starting to pack around the home turn, 350 to go. Captain Hook the leader. Original Glaze given her cue on the outside, now runs on and takes the front from Kermantic, running on deeper. Then came Enviable, Just a Jedi, and the rest headed by Skater. It's Original Glaze in front, 175 to go. Kermantic still getting there with Enviable wider. Original Glaze hanging tough, 50 to go. Clear Original Glaze and will win it by a length and beat Kermantic. Head bob a third, Skater or Enviable. They were followed next in by Captain Hook, Just a Jedi, and then came Alert and Ready. Further back in the field was Azure Pride and Buddy's Tail last of all.
Ooh, Ipswich horses at Ipswich. Original Glaze, horse number 5. Trevor Lambourne is your winner. Georgina Cartwright, she was up there in the Jockeys Challenge today, $4.90. Kermantic, $2.70. Look, I think Enviable may have grabbed third. It was boxing it out with Skater. Got a bit argy-bargy there with Captain Hook, but yet to see that third number. Joyce, it was pretty close.
It was, Kian. We'll just have a look at the slow-mo. It's between 7 and 9. And, of course, we don't have the semaphore board up today, so our guess is as good as those back at the studios at Sky. Number 2, Captain Hook, will wind up in 5th. And the hard luck story, they're Alert and Ready. Number 8 was probably the only horse that wasn't under the pump coming to the turn, cut the corner and just ran into dead ends all the way down the straight. So put a question mark run next to Alert and Ready, but the rest of them pretty much had their chance. Enviable missed the start, and poor old Robbie Dolan earned his feet twice there. He was hard at work on Enviable the entire way around and has never really shirked his task, but up near the speed's the place to be today. And Original Glaze was there and made the most of it. And Trevor Lambourne, local trainer. It's a day out for the locals at the moment, Kian, and you've tracked down Trevor.
Yes, I have. Dressed very smartly today, Trevor. Well done. You have certainly worked out this horse's pet trip.
She hasn't been easy to work out, I can assure you. But
She's been a bit of a handful, hasn't she?
She's got a few tricks, but when she's ready on the day, she's handy.
She's a bit more adaptable today.
Yeah, I think so. I've been waiting for that type of run too, but a couple of times she's just been over racing, and so yeah, no, it's good. It's a good ride.
I was just about to say, well rated by Georgie.
Beautiful ride. And Matty Wishart's been riding a bit of work for us too, so yeah, the team's going good.
Yourself and Matty have got a great strike rate.
Yeah, no, she's a great work rider, and Georgina seems to fit the mould with us as well, so everything's going good.
All right, well done, Trev.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks very much for that, Kian. Another win for a local here at Ippy. And first leg of the quaddie, big tick if you had number 5, Original Glaze in. Obviously, we still can't see any numbers, so we can't help you at home, unfortunately. We'll have to wait for Sky to get those through officially and poke them through, because that photo for third was very close. But 5 and 3 across the line, and then we had a photo between the 7 and the 9. All right, let's head back to John in the studio. Ken and I'll be back when runners come into the yard for race 5. We just looked at in the Carn. Then at Ipswich last start, just never got warm behind Motel. Not sure where they're going to get to from that draw. That's a problem.
Papal Miss is the 12. She's ultra consistent. Sean Cormack for Shan Venkaya.
She's missed consistency, but she's also missed non-winner. 1 win from 32 starts and only 5 placings. So that was a Kilcoy maiden. I find it hard to see her winning.
This horse looked really good in the 13 Pagado. Jai Williams for Jay Bellamy, third up today.
Well, he's my saver. I really liked his run at Ballina last start behind Stay Safe. Jai Williams, as we said, he was double booked. He was booked for Decarbonise and Pagado. He's ended up on Jay Bellamy's horse, and of course he does ride for Jay. So Jay's pulled rank. He's got his boy aboard, Jai, and I think he's the horse to beat.
This horse looked well. The 14, Mantinello, Carl Zetzner for the Richardson stable.
Yeah, it did look well. 2 starts back from a spell should have him nearing his peak fitness now, and he just has to improve a touch off what we saw last time.
The pretty boy says who is the 15, Andrew Cow's your trainer.
Yeah, rank outside of the field. First up from a long break. We'll wait and see.
Okie dokie, let's have a look at this market. Good money for Flop Turn River, $4.20. into $3.50. Toba, they've also stepped into him. He's going to challenge him for favourite. He's in a point from $4.80 to $3.80. Decarbonise is out, as is Union Spirit, off a very nice parade. But Flop Turn River and Toba.
What is it with punters just not wanting to back decarbonise, Kearney's?
He drifted from 16 to 26 the other day.
And he won like a
and I'm
$2
going,
pop.
I'm just like, I'm barking up the wrong tree here.
But there he is, $15 out from 12, and I still think he can win again. So I'm 2, 13, 3 and 4 to Decarbonise on top. I think we've both made the case for him. Kearney's the most lightly raced horse in the field comfortably. I love those horses in low benchmark races as they work their way through their grades. He was dominant winning at Toowoomba last start, albeit had a charmed run, but he puts himself in that spot.
Mm-hmm. You know what the box is that he ticked last start to that I only had my one reserve on?
What was that?
And that's when I really thought I was barking up the wrong tree, was the good 3. And he nailed it.
Well, we're on a soft 5 today, so we don't have to...
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about
but, you know,
you barking up the wrong tree with that one. $17 now for Decarbonise. 13, Pagado has been really well back. When I first did the form, there wasn't much between these two price-wise, and I thought I'll back one, save on the other. But Pagado's been the big firm. Jai Williams obviously heading that way instead of Decarbonise. 3, Union Spirit, should get a lovely run on the map. Has been a drifter. And the 4, Flop Turn River, also gets a charmed run for Ryan Maloney and has been very, very well backed, which is interesting because Decarbonise beat him fair and square at Toowoomba. It doesn't matter how many times you chop that race up and watch the replay and flip it over. Decarbonise beat him on the day, and one's $3.30 and one's $16 today.
Yeah, one carries less weight than the other. I'm actually going to just do a little change, and that's just to my 4th selection. So I will be 2, 5, 12 and 14. I'll put the 14 in for 4th. 2, 5, 12, 14. Decarbonise on top. And again, he had to kick off over 1,500 metres, so his first run was just a pipe opener, and all he did was get tied late, but he made good ground. Did get a beautiful drag at Toowoomba, but as did Flop Turn River. And he worked through the line well. You watch it right through, run the replay right through, and he's full of running. He's going to love the 1,700 here. I mean, race shape, track, things like that, improving track. I was very, very happy to see him tick that good 3 box last start coming here today. And he has definitely not taken a step backwards. He looks just as he did the other day, if not that touch more forward. The 5 in Martini Dancer, she used to previously be with Tony Gollan, maybe a couple of preparations ago now. But she was just beaten by a better horse on the day. But she did cost herself the margin. She did cost herself the race when she wobbled around that Gatton turn. So she should find conditions a little easier here at Ipswich. The 12 in Papal Miss, she's just very consistent. I think she's a great one to throw in for the quaddie. And then the 14 at bigger odds, who I wasn't able to sneak into my quaddie because it was purely off his parade. Ran into Mr. Wanji first up and then was good last start, was wide, stuck on okay. Better for the 1,700 here, third up and fit, 2, 5, 12, 14.
Right, okay, plenty of value there. If you're sitting at home thinking you might take a Quinella or a Trifecta, have a go at those prices. 16, 950, 16 and 41 for Kian's late mail in race number 5. Decarbonise, 12 out to 16. But Kian and I both have the 2 on top. Well-backed favourite is the 4, Flop Turn River, ahead of 6, Toba. Loading up well for race number 5. Jared Wessel, he's done a super job calling them so far today. We'll head up to him for race number 5.
440. Irrigator comes up, so we might be down to the last couple to load. Toba about to move in with Mantonello, and Martini Dancer riderless behind the gates now goes forward. So jockey jumps back into the structure there. Ben Thompson climbs back aboard Martini Dancer. Mantonello in, and we look to have a good line. Favourite is Flop Turn River for race number 5. Look to be set to go. Red light about to be switched on. 1,700 metres again here for race 5. Tendon just in one in the middle there. Might be Martini Dancer. So we're waiting. There's the light. Ready to jump. Gates open and they're racing. Pretty even line. Flop Turn River shows good pace, as too does Pagato. Pushing forward, Decarbonise, Martini Dancer, and the Khan surging up from out wider as well. Then came from even deeper, Irrigator looking to slot across a little better than midfield. Then Union Spirit from Papal Miss. Next, Fat Fingers, who's a little wide as they run to the first turn from Toba. And then came Says Who, and back to last of all, Mantonello. Pagato held them out to the 1,200 metre mark and led narrowly from the Khan, who's close and prominent running second. Flop Turn River gets a lovely spot third, the inside of Decarbonise. Then came Union Spirit, who's fifth the fence underneath Martini Dancer, and around them even deeper on the track there as Union Spirit just gets going here, takes off three wide. Irrigator was that runner, still a little deep trying to work across from Says Sue, and then Papal Miss. Next was Toba from Mantonello second last, and back to last of all Fat Fingers, and I'd say 10 or 11 lengths off this leader, and it's a new leader. Union Spirit works to the top towards the 650, leading by 3/4 to the Khan in second. Back to third, Pagato. Deeper out on the track, Decarbonises getting going. Flop Turn River trying to extricate to the outside from Martini Dancer winding up. Then came Irrigator, Papal Miss from Says Who. Toba's waited with only two behind it, Mantonello and Fat Fingers down to the fence last of all around the corner. And it's Union Spirit in front, trying hard the Khan. Decarbonise battling away, and then came Flop Turn River trying to come through between horses, and Toba is right down the outside now. Flop Turn River sprints hard with Toba wide around, and then the Khan. Flop Turn River and Toba. Flop Turn River just in front and won. Flop Turn River by a long neck beat Toba. Papal Miss jumped up out of the ground to run third, and then came the Khan from Decarbonise. Next, Mantonello from Fat Fingers, Pagato, Says Who for the back, Union Spirit, Martini Dancer, and last of all was Irrigator.
All right, Flop Turn River gets the split at just the right time. $3.80, $1.60. Toba runs another second. Oh, he's racing style. Papal Miss runs another third. And the Khan, who looked the winner at one stage, runs fourth, Joycey.
That's it, Kian. Flop Turn River for the Tony and Matty Sears stable. Ryan Maloney, good ride. He was patient there. There was a lot of action mid-race. Few got going early, and Ryan just held his cool. He waited in the pocket, and when the split came, he had the horse to drive through and win the race. And yeah, punters that went all in on Flop Turn River have collected. So
the river has come.
The river has landed. The big fat ace on the river for Flop Turn River fans. And we do have a makeshift semaphore board which we are relying on, but it's slower than me getting to the track, Kian, so we might not get that done in time, but you keep an eye on that, and I'll keep an eye on the numbers as they hit the line. It's 4, 6, 12, 4, 6, 12, and the 8 will be for 4, 6, 12, and 8 for a race number 5. Tony and Maddie Sears. I saw Maddie here earlier.
Yeah, she's down there, actually. I'll grab her.
You're going to go find her, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you go do that.
Free float trips.
She's making her way over now.
She's making her way over.
That she works. She's worked it out.
She's not left. She's not yet, rather, left for New Zealand.
No, well, that's the other thing we're about to ask her, isn't it?
Yes, because you're heading to New Zealand, aren't you?
Yes, I am indeed.
When do you leave?
I leave on Saturday. The horse left this morning.
And all's well?
Yeah, all's really good. He goes down to Gerald Ryan's for a couple of days before he flies out on Sunday morning to Auckland.
He was good last start for the 1200.
Yeah, he was really good. We didn't think he could beat Spywire. We just wanted to see him attack the line like he did, probably a little bit further, and I would have think it'd be a pretty close finish.
And a nice win off a nice ride today?
Yeah, it was a peach of a ride. We thought with the rail out so far and him having a low gate, we'd use it to our advantage, and lucky he got the split when he did. It was a great ride.
Good patient rider, isn't he?
Oh, we rate Ryan very, very highly, and yeah, we like to have him on as many horses as we can.
All right, well done, Maddie, and best of luck for New Zealand. Have fun over there.
Thank you, I'm sure I will.
How good, Joycey?
Very good, Kian, and we wish Maddie all the best heading over the ditch to New Zealand. Hopefully we can win one for the Aussies. The Kiwis come out here and take enough of our prize money, so it'll be nice to go back and take some of theirs for once. I'll just grab Ryan quickly. Ryan, I just said in commentary, just a lovely patient ride. When everyone else got going, you just bided your time.
Yeah, I watched his replays, and he does look like, although he's quite a bit of a natural stayer, he picks up, and he did do that same today. We got the split. He hit the front. Excuse me. Got a bit doing the headlights a little bit, but when he sensed them, he picked up and won again. So hopefully there's more in store for him.
Absolute ripper of a ride, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Ryan Maloney there, Kian. Absolute terrific ride, and no doubt the ride helped win the race, and they had the right horse on the right day, but it was just a gun ride, and sometimes it makes all the difference.
Yeah, he loved the smother, didn't he? He really had a more sort of sharp finish at the end there, and that's, of course, Flop Turn River, and he'll stay all day, the better than Ready Gelding. 4 beats 6, 12 and 8. We've still got 2 to come here from Ipswich.
And Flop Turn River was pretty well backed. We've got the New South Wales and Super Tab totes up there for you. 370 and 170 New South Wales, just a touch less on Super Tab. Toba, $1.90. Papal Miss, $4.10. The Khan ran fourth, 4, 6, 12 and 8. And at the halfway stage of the quadrella at Ipswich today, you need the numbers 5 and 4. And Kian missed out there on that leg. Paul Joyce is alive in the quaddie, having gone pretty wide in the first 2 legs. So 5 and 4, halfway stage of the quaddie there at Ipswich.